Hi everyone, and welcome to the Fast Way to Fat Loss. I am so excited to have you here for Prep Week. We actually have over 2,500 clients starting today. If you are a brand new client to the Fast Way to Fat Loss, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so excited to have you. If you are a returning client, welcome back. We actually have a record number of returning clients, which I find extremely exciting. As you are hopping on this live training, go ahead and use the chat feature below. Tell me where you are from and your one main goal through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. Again, as you are hopping on, go ahead and use the chat feature. Tell me where you are from and your one main goal through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. I do have Brandon with me. He is beside me. He's going to help as we have quite a few questions rolling in. He'll kind of look through some of the most common questions, and I will address those questions at the end. I also want to give him a quick shout out because he's the birthday boy today. It is his birthday, so let's wish Brandon a happy birthday as well. We have a wonderful group on this call already. Again, as you are hopping on, go ahead and use the chat feature. Tell me where you are from and your one main goal through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. I'm going to read a couple of those as we get started. And before I even dive in, let's go ahead and everyone just take a deep breath. Let's breathe a sigh of relief because this is prep week. And I know you are so excited. You're ready to go. You want to see some results. You want to see results quickly. And let's be clear, it's called the Faster Way to Fat Loss for a reason. You will see fast results. We're going to accelerate the process. But through prep week, so for this entire week, we're simply going to learn the strategies. Now, I will equip and empower you to possibly experiment with some of the strategies, but you do not need to stress, okay? Just really kind of take that burden or that weight off your shoulders to be perfect this first week. I'm honored, I'm privileged that you have decided to invest in the Fast Way to Fat Loss or to reinvest in the Fast Way to Fat Loss for those who are in your second or third round. But I'm going to be with you every step of the way. I am highly motivated to help you be as successful as possible. And again, I know it's a lot. It's a lot to consume. I'm talking about micros and macros and intermittent fasting and carb cycling and high intensity interval training. And those are brand new concepts for many of you, or for my returners. They're still kind of concepts that you are cementing. And you say, listen, I've learned the food cycle, but now I have to adjust macros and this, that, and the other. And, Amanda, this is just completely counterintuitive from what I've learned from wellness professionals for the past decade or two. So I understand. I know it's overwhelming. It's brand new. It's cutting edge. But you are going to be hugely successful through the Fast Way to Fat Loss if you trust the process and if you focus on progress over perfection through prep week and week one. Let me say that again. I want you to focus on progress, not perfection, through prep week and week one. Progress is the key. I want you to feel progress toward your goals on a consistent basis. Frankly, I want to equip and empower you to get well, to prevent disease, and to fulfill your purpose with the energy and happiness I know you're meant to have. You're going to have outstanding results, but even more importantly, you're going to have balanced hormones. You're going to be more energized. You're going to be a better coworker or a better mom or a better church member, a community leader, because this program will help you establish a lifestyle that you say, wow, for the first time ever, I'm feeling progress and passion toward my goals on a consistent basis, but I also feel that I can establish or develop this lifestyle that is healthy and sustainable. So very, very excited to have you in the Fast Way to Fat Loss. Today on this live training, I'm going to share with you an overview of our food cycle. I'm also going to introduce you to our Fast Way to Fat Loss client specialists who will be on the group pages answering your questions and supporting you as I lead you through the program. I'm going to share a little bit in the way of workout information. I will also communicate some reminders and expectations that I have for you. I'm going to discuss our portal, and then of course I will answer as many questions as possible for you. And again, I have Brandon, I have the birthday boy with me next to me you will also be helping to look through those questions and answering those as we go. All right, I'm going to read through a couple of your goals, read where you are from. Cindy is from Louisville, Kentucky. This is round 2, so goal is to lose my last 7 pounds and work on improving my sleep. Woohoo! Awesome. All right, Katie says, my goal is to really tone my body this round. Awesome. Very happy to have you back, Katie. Cindy's goal is to feel healthier and gain more energy, and she is from Charlottesville, Virginia. Sophia from New York City, main goal, learn good nutrition and lose some inches in my midsection. You are in the right place, my friend. You are going to learn all about nutrition, and you will absolutely lean out that midsection. Sarah Clark, yay! So happy to have you back, Sarah from Dayton, Ohio. My goal is to flatten my belly after baby number 3. We are going to do that for you, Sarah, no question. All right, we have Leanne from Los Angeles. Goal is to lose weight permanently and adopt a new way of eating. Music to my ears, ladies, because you are in the right place. And I know many of you have done other programs in the past and you've invested a lot and you've been frustrated because A, you've unfortunately been told that you should maintain an extreme calorie deficit and do insane workouts 6 or 7 days a week, which will temporarily help you lose weight, but then long term, you're gonna run yourself out of hormones. You're gonna cause the symptoms of suboptimal thyroid or adrenal fatigue. You're gonna have overuse injuries, and you're gonna be frustrated and discouraged because once you stop with that calorie deficit, you're gonna gain the weight back. We are going to develop a lifestyle that you can maintain long term and have energy and say, wow, I'm eating more than I have in years, and yet the fat is just melting right off. So it's going to be really exciting to watch your results as we go through the program. Very quickly, I am going to share that overview of the food cycle. Here's the deal. We have a very unique and a very powerful food cycle that we follow through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. It is a 7-day cycle. On Monday and Tuesday of each and every week, we are going to do a low carb macro day. Hopefully you've had the chance to look at the portal where I do have that overview of the food cycle listed. Monday, Tuesday, each and every week, low carb macro day. What we are hoping to do on this low carb macro day is to consume less than 50 grams of net carbs. Your net carbohydrates are your total carbohydrates minus the fiber that you consume, and that equals your net carbohydrates. Let me very quickly chat with you about carbohydrates, but also the other macronutrients that we do track, which are proteins and fats. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are those 3 macronutrients that we need to be aware of as we go through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. And many of you came to the program, and again, you're a new time client, your first time client, you say, macronutrients, tracking macros, that sounds really overwhelming. I thought that's something that only fitness competitors do. It's something that only people that are gonna be hopping on a stage for a competition would track a macronutrient. Well, here's the deal. We're going to track macronutrients through the Faster Way to Fat Loss because I want to educate you so that you see wow, Amanda, I actually haven't been consuming enough of the right macronutrients for the past 10 years. I've been under consuming on protein. I've been under consuming on carbs. I've been under consuming on fats. Or maybe you say, you know what, Amanda? I've been over consuming on carbohydrates and under consuming on fats. Or I've been over consuming on protein and under consuming on carbohydrates. You need balanced macronutrients in order to rev up your thyroid function, in order to balance your hormones, in order to maintain energy so that you can prevent that 2 p.m. wall of exhaustion. So we are going to be cognizant of those macronutrients through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. We are going to eat the right macronutrients at the right time for the right reasons. So again, Monday, Tuesday, we're gonna do what is called a low carb macro day with less than 50 grams of net carbohydrates. You will learn how to track these carbohydrates in a tool called MyFitnessPal. I'll share that video with you this week, and you'll be able to see like, okay, here's how to download it on my phone. It's not really a very it's not really like an intuitive app, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm going to show you how to walk through it and how to look at the different settings within the MyFitnessPal tool. But we're going to eat the right macros and nutrients at the right time for the right reasons on Monday and Tuesday. When we do a low carb macronutrient day, we're also going to pair that day with a high intensity interval workout. And very quickly, I'm going to tell you why we're doing that. Our goal on a low carb macro day, which is Monday, Tuesday, is to deplete our glycogen stores so that we can burn fat or triglycerides for fuel. Many of you coming to the Faster Way to Fat Loss haven't had the opportunity in years to burn fat or triglycerides for fuel because you've been eating every couple hours. You've been eating the minute you wake up, you've been eating 2 hours after that, you've been having the 5 or 6 mini meals through the day, which the wellness industry told you to do, so it's not your fault at all, but you haven't had the opportunity to say, okay, I've now depleted my glycogen stores, which when you consume carbohydrates, your body transitions that into glucose, stores it as glycogen in your muscles. I am going to be able to once and for all deplete those glycogen stores, which is the first fuel source that my body uses when it's in movement. And now I'm able to dip into those triglyceride stores or fat stores for fuel. How many of you on here, let's just do a little quick hand raise. How many of you on here say, yeah, I've got a little bit of fat on my midsection that I want to get rid of, or a little bit of fat on my upper body or lower body I want to get rid of? I think probably most of us are in that situation, and if not, we'll just simply adjust macros so that we're in more of a muscle building situation or maintenance situation. But again, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to deplete our glycogen stores with a low carb macronutrient day, in addition to our high intensity interval training workout. That high intensity interval training workout, we're going to get the heart rate up. We're going to do some speed bursts. We're going to do what I like to term muscle building cardio or fat burning cardio. Very, very important component of the program. We're not just going to simply go to the gym and hop on the elliptical or pop a DVD into the DVD player at home and not really know what we're doing, why we're doing, when we're doing, how we're doing. We're going to have a strategy. We're going to have a plan. We're going to say, listen, we're going to pair the food log with a strategic workout, and we're going to kind of do like the minimum amount of workout necessary, okay? You do not need to be in the gym for hours and hours and hours. In fact, you should not be in the gym. Research shows that you should really only do about 40 to 60 minutes total of high intensity interval training per week, okay? Not per day, but per week. You should only do 40 to 60 minutes of high intensity intervals total per week, because if we are over exercising, we're going to have chronically elevated levels of cortisol. We're going to have a really hard time with overuse injuries and so forth. And you guys have seen this. You know that, many of your friends who train for a half marathon or a triathlon or whatever the case may be, endurance race, they actually gain weight while they're training. They're getting thicker around their midsection. And you're like, well, why is that? My friend so-and-so goes to Orange Theory 6 days a week or does 9 Orange Theory workouts a week and is just gaining weight and not seeing results. And she's only eating 1,200 calories. And yet, what is that concept? It's because we are chronically elevating our cortisol levels, which makes it impossible to burn fat. We're not sleeping enough. As women, we need to really honor and balance stress and rest in our lives. Very quickly, before I address Wednesday, Thursday, which is a regular macronutrient day, I do want to tell you about the Fast Way to Fat Loss pyramid. The Fast Way to Fat Loss pyramid has several different elements that make the program highly effective. The most important element of the Fast Way to Fat Loss is nutrition. We are going to focus on whole food nutrition through the program. So when I tell you that we're doing a low macronutrient day, Monday and Tuesday, what I don't want you to do is say, okay, great, I'm going to have a quarter of my Snickers bar. I'm going to have a little, handful of cereal. I'm going to have some potato chips. I'm going to have this, that, and the other, and make sure that it stays within my macro guidelines. We are going to focus on whole food nutrition through the program. That is our main goal. That is the top of the pyramid in regard to priorities. We want to look to consume foods that our bodies are meant to process, foods that come from the ground, foods that have a mother. We're talking veggies, we're talking fruits, we're talking lean protein. Very, very important that we focus on whole food nutrition. Now, you guys know Mama loves her pastries, so we're still gonna have our donuts and our pastries and our treats and our fun foods on Saturday, but we'll do that with intention and in moderation. You guys are really gonna enjoy our Saturday leg day because we have that treat. So again, the main priority through this program, through the Fast Way to Fat Loss, is whole food nutrition. Our second priority is strength training. We are going to engage in strength training through the week. I really ask you to actively pursue strength training about 2 or 3 times per week. We're not doing this 5 or 6 days. We're not doing 2 hours at the gym. We are doing about 2 or 3 days of strength training per week. We're then going to do high intensity interval training, which I've already addressed. We will do that on Monday, Tuesday with our low carb macronutrient day for those who are engaging in the workouts. And then we're also going to focus on our cardio. Cardio, though, is the final element that makes this program effective, okay? It is the last priority. It is the last thing that I want you to do when you get to the gym. I don't want you hopping on the elliptical for 45 minutes or just hitting up the treadmill or hitting the pavement outside. That is not the goal. That long form cardio really is detrimental if we do it too much. It's okay in moderation, but it's our last priority. One thing that I didn't address in this pyramid of priorities, which I need to address because it's so important, we must rest. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, we need to balance and honor stress and rest in our lives. Rest is a key component of the Fast Way to Fat Loss, and some of you are gonna feel like you're actually pulling back on workouts. You're gonna feel like, Amanda, listen, I'm eating more food than I have in a decade and I'm working out less, and yet the fat is melting off. Like, I get these calls from people just constantly, and they say, I realized I was under eating and over exercising. I mean, it's just amazing when you finally start to do the minimum amount of workouts and then eat enough to help your body function optimally. All right, I am going to address Wednesday and Thursday, which are regular macro days. I will show you how to calculate these regular macro days on the MyFitnessPal training video. You are going to have 50% of your overall macronutrients, carbs, fats, and protein, are carbs. Okay, so 50% of your overall macronutrients are carbs. 30% of your overall macronutrients are fats, and 20% are protein grams. Now, again, I know this is counterintuitive. I know this is a little overwhelming for those of you who have not tracked your macros in the past. My returning clients on this thread tell these ladies it does become second nature. It is very overwhelming at first, but soon it's going to kind of become enjoyable, and you're going to be able to pre-plan your macros the day before and say, I'm going to make this a game where, I'm going to put my macros in, pop those in for my low carb macro day and regular macro day. And what I like to do through the Fast Way to Fat Loss is to equip and empower you to really take ownership and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do for my food log based on the foods that I enjoy eating and my family enjoys eating, and based on bio-individuality. I do not give you a specific meal plan that you're required to follow. And frankly, a lot of people in prep week kind of gripe and complain about that. Amanda, I wish I had a meal plan. I just give me the specifics, give me the required foods. That would be so much easier for me. And would it be easier for you? Sure. If I held your hand the whole way and said eat tilapia and broccoli and eat chicken and asparagus, would that make it a little bit easier for you in prep week and week 1? Sure. But here's the deal. Bio-individuality is a thing. I like to eat almonds. Brandon doesn't, and he kind of gets gassy when he eats almonds. I like to eat broccoli. Brandon doesn't, and let's just say
And tilapia gets boring.
Yeah, and tilapia gets boring. So I'm not going to give you a required list where I say you have to eat exactly these foods on a regular basis, because bioindividuality is the thing. Some of us process certain foods better than others, and you kind of have to get used to what foods your body processes really well. But also, many of you are going to say, well, I'm vegan, or I hate chicken, or I can't, do this or that, or I hate to drink this, or I hate soup. I'm not going to do soup this time of year. So I'm going to equip and empower you to develop your own meal plan with some very specific guidelines for the food cycle. Wednesday, Thursday, regular macro days. We are going to combine those days where you do 50% of your overall macros are carbs, 30% are fats, and 20% are protein. We're going to combine that with some strength training. Okay, so you're going to see some strength training as we go through the program. If you're unable to work out at this time for various reasons, it is okay. You can simply focus on nutrition. Many of my clients simply focus on nutrition. But if you are physically capable and able to do the workouts, we're going to maximize your results with those strength training workouts on Wednesday, Thursday. On Wednesday, Thursday, the goal is that we are replenishing your glycogen stores, okay? Because we need carbs. We want carbs to rev up the thyroid function, to balance hormones, to give you energy to get through those strength training workouts. And then we're also gonna focus on protein because we want to develop lean, calorie-burning muscle. Many of you have not seen body composition changes in the past 5 years because you haven't been consuming enough protein, which is vital. It's necessary to develop lean, calorie-burning muscle, which will in turn maximize your metabolism. Okay, so really important. On Friday of our food cycle, we're going to do what's called a low macro day, where we have 25% less macros overall. So if you typically consume 200 grams of carbohydrates on a regular macro day, Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to multiply that times 0.25. You're going to have 25% less on Friday. And then on Saturday, we're going to do a regular macro day with a treat. Okay, so we have room for our discretionary calories or our fun foods on Saturday, which is a leg day. Leg day is the most important day of the week because it's the biggest muscle group. So we love Saturdays. And then on Sunday, we're going to do another low macro day with 25% less overall macros. And we typically rest or do an active recovery workout. If you are type A, if you're like, man, I came in, I've been doing Orange Theory 5 days a week, and I've been training for a half marathon, I've been doing Beachbody workouts on the side, I've been doing CrossFit as well, and I'm doing this and that, I want you to pull back, okay? I want you to pull back. You are over-exercising. You need to rest. Okay, I'm going to dive into a couple reminders and expectations, and then I will introduce you to our Faster Way to Fat Loss client specialist. Some reminders for you. Please take your before photos now. Do not wait until next week. Take them now. Many of you will choose to look through that list of approved foods and start sticking to the list of approved foods. You'll also choose to experiment with intermittent fasting, which I'm going to tell you about how to do, when to do, why to do with intermittent fasting. But take those before photos and measurements now. You can email them to us. You can keep them on hand. Do what you need to do to be sure that you keep it in a safe place. I do want you to read through the comprehensive guide today if possible. Really, your one and only goal today, besides watching this live training, which you're already doing, is to look through the portal. We have that very comprehensive portal for you on the website. Look through the portal and read the comprehensive guide. Just kind of familiarize yourself with the concepts that I'm discussing on this call, and look at that list of approved food. Look at the sample food log, just simply to get some ideas. Another quick reminder is that you will be invited to a small Facebook accountability group. Some of you have already received the invite. Some of you won't receive it till a little bit later this week. We're going to add you to a smaller Facebook accountability group later this week because we want you to be able to get to know my client specialists. We want you to be able to ask questions. We don't want a single person to fall between the cracks. We literally have a sheet of each and every one of you. We know who is opening emails, who is joining the small Facebook groups, who is engaging. We're keeping track of you. We are, we're sure that you are engaging when necessary. Because again, we are highly motivated to help you be as successful as possible. We want to see you thrive. We want to see you experience an incredible transformation. So we will add you, we will invite you to that small accountability group later this week. Check your email for those invites. We will invite you right from within the small Facebook group. We will also send a separate email and some reminders if we see that you haven't opened and clicked on the link. Couple other expectations. Please do not hop on the scale after today. You are welcome to hop on the scale if you're very curious about your current weight. But after today, we're not going to do a single weigh-in. We've actually removed the end of program weigh-in because the number on the scale is not a good representation of the progress and the passion that we're making toward our goals. Okay, it is not a good indication of body composition changes. Muscle weighs more than fat. It is what it is. That is the truth of it. I love it when clients literally will send me a picture. They said, I just smashed my scale. I had a girl take a sledgehammer to her scale because she's like, I realized that I only lost 3 pounds, but yet I look completely different. My energy is high. I'm so happy. I'm feeling progress. I'm fitting into my clothes. She goes, I just smashed the scale. I'm like, that is great.
Please wear goggles.
Yeah, please wear goggles. But no need to hop on the scale. If you email me 3 weeks from now and you say, Amanda, I'm so much more energized. I'm stronger. I'm leaner through the midsection, but I've only lost 3 pounds. What am I doing wrong? I will throw you out of my program. Brandon has watched me do it. He knows it is true. I do it. Do not hop on the scale and then email me that you've only lost 3 pounds, because that is not the focus. We are focused on non-scale victories. The number on the scale is not important. It just simply isn't. Other quick expectation, please do not compare with others. I often receive messages from clients and they say, Susie has 250 grams of carbs on Wednesday and I only have 175, or Susie seems to be under consuming. She is only having 75 grams of protein and I'm having 100 grams of protein. Susie has different goals than you do, and she has a different body type, and she has a different situation in regard to how much energy she's expending. Maybe she's not doing the workout. So you don't need to compare with others. Just do you. Just worry about what you're doing. My client specialists are going to be on the page each and every day looking at your macro screenshot and giving you personalized insight and advice. Okay, don't worry about what Susie's doing. Worry about you. I'm going to introduce my Fast Way to Fat Loss client specialist. I have Miss Lindsay Reynolds on the pages answering questions for you. I have Casey. I have Tessa. I have Miss Vivian. I have Nicole, who just had a baby, who is absolutely adorable. I just visited him. I have Miss Emily Copeland as a Fast Way to Fat Loss client specialist. We have Renee. I have Jennifer Hardy, Tiffany Colton, Misty. I hope I got all of them. We have actually 10 Fast Way to Fat Loss client specialists who are also Fast Way to Fat Loss certified coaches. And these ladies have actually gone through my certification program. And I turned around and I said, listen, you are so passionate about helping your clients be successful. You are top notch in the advice and the guidance that you're giving. I want to now hire you to help with some of my groups as well. So again, these ladies are Fast Way to Fat Loss certified coaches who I have hired to be a client specialist on our group pages, and they are helping as I lead you through the program. I am your coach. I am the creator of the program and I'm the coach, but these ladies are also going to help us, which is going to be great. And you're going to love these ladies. They are genuine about their desire to help you be extremely successful. Okay, I know a lot of you come in and you're like, I've tried everything else and I'm feeling a little bit negative, I'm feeling overwhelmed, and I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm in this, on my own. You are not in this on your own, okay? You just joined the Fast Way to Fat Loss family, and we are going to help you just crush this program, okay? You are in the Fast Way to Fat Loss community, and each and every person in the Fast Way to Fat Loss community is passionate about linking arms and saying we are one unit and we are on this rocket ship together, and we are going to have amazing results, and we're going to make a massive positive impact in our community. We're going to be that catalyst for our family. That ripple effect is so significant. So again, lean on me, and also lean on my Fast Way to Fat Loss certified coaches and client specialists who are in your group page answering your question once you join that particular group. I am going to answer some of your questions for the next about 10 minutes as we go through. Actually, before I dive into questions, let me address the fasting portion of the Faster Way to Fat Loss. Through the Faster Way to Fat Loss, as I mentioned, we eat the right macros and nutrients at the right time for the right reasons. And when I say for the right time, what I mean is that we do fasting on a daily basis, okay? We fast daily. We are not doing a 24-hour fast every 5th day. We are not doing 2 24-hour fasts per week. We are doing the 16-8 protocol. Here's what the 16-8 protocol entails. We are going to fast for 16 hours each and every day, and we are going to eat, or we are going to feed for 8 hours each and every day. Most of you will start your timer on the fast immediately after dinner this evening. Dinner hits, you're, enjoying dinner with the family, maybe 6 p.m., 7 p.m., maybe you're eating till about 8. You will start the timer on your fast, on your 16-hour fast immediately after dinner. You're then going to break your fast 16 hours later, which for many of you will be around noon. Okay, 16-8 protocol is what we do through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. You will fast for 16 hours. You will eat for 8. I know that this sounds very scary. In fact, use the comment feature and tell me if you're just a little bit nervous about this, a little bit overwhelmed. And trust me, when I first heard about this strategy 4, 5, 6 years ago, I thought it was bonkers. I remember saying to Brandon, oh, that would totally ruin someone's metabolism. That would completely put people in starvation mode. It would just halt, why would anyone promote that? And then I started testing it with some of my in-person clients in the gym who had been in a plateau for years and years, even though they were doing great workouts and eating a paleo food log or maintaining a calorie deficit. And one of my clients who had been in a 2-year plateau lost 16 pounds in 3 weeks. So we looked at each other and we said, I think we're onto something with this intermittent fasting strategy. The value of intermittent fasting is that we have longer for our bodies to heal ourselves and to burn fat, to boost our immune system. Your body is either in 1 or 2 states at any time. So 1 state at any time. Your body is either fed or your body is fasted. And when your body is in a fed state, it's using 30% of your energy just simply to digest food. We want to be in a fasted state for longer so we can burn fat. There are countless benefits for intermittent fasting. You might have even heard about intermittent fasting as it relates to preventing or addressing type 2 diabetes and even Alzheimer's, which many people call type 3 diabetes. You might have heard about the blood glucose level benefits of intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting helps to decrease insulin resistance and increase insulin sensitivity. So any of you come into the table with a PCOS issue or a metabolic syndrome, you're going to have amazing results through the Fast Way to Fat Loss, which we have termed the Fast Way to Fertility. And ask my bonus baby, Miss Lily, the surprise.
Somebody else said they had a Fast Way baby on here too.
Oh yeah, someone else had a Fast Way. Yes, we've had hundreds of babies now come out of the Fast Way to Fat Loss. So many that we're creating a onesie. If you are in perimenopause or menopause, you will say, "Oh my gosh!" For the first time in years and years, for the first time in a decade, I'm able to get rid of that midsection fat, and I'm not going to listen to my doctor anymore when they say, "Well, you're in menopause, so you can't lose weight." Don't you hate that when a doctor just says, "Well, hormones, you can't lose weight"? That changes through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. So again, you are in the right place if you've heard that and you've been discouraged by that. All right, I am going to answer some of your questions. Brandon, tell me, what are some of the most common questions that we've received?
Some first timers are overwhelmed, but that's okay.
That's okay. If it's your first time, this is day 1 of prep week. That means we have 7 full days to simply learn the strategies. I want you to stay positive. I want you to stay optimistic. I already saw some posts on the Prep Week Facebook group that I was kind of like, I'm not really too happy about some of the posts I'm seeing, and I actually turned off posting yesterday. I saw some people, well, I have to have creamer in my coffee, and this just isn't going to work for me, or I have to have Diet Coke. You don't have to do anything. You do whatever you choose to do based on the fact that you have now committed to a healthy lifestyle so that you can be a better person and a better mom and a better coworker. And some of you are asking the wrong questions. You're like, well, what if I hate cardio? What if this or that? What if I'm, what if you have decided to do this because you want to be the very best version of yourself. What if you have finally said, you know what, once and for all, I want to establish a lifestyle that I can live long term. What if this is the best program that's ever happened to you? P.S. It is. Ask the right questions. Many of you guys are asking the wrong questions. You're just kind of getting negative. Why don't you? What if it's not about you? What if this is about your kids or your church or your best friends who you're going to serve better because you took ownership and transformed your life? What if? What if that? What if you leave this program better than you came? All right. Questions that we're receiving.
Okay. This person's excited to prove her husband wrong about how to lose weight.
I love it. That's not a question, but I love it.
Yeah.
He'll join us at some point too.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Somebody in their 50s with a lot of weight to lose, how do they get started?
Okay.
Probably just nutrition.
Maybe look through some other questions. I'm going to actually look through questions because these aren't really questions. All right. Is it possible to maintain weight if you go off the fasting or pare it back in the future? Or do you have to fast every single day for the rest of your life? That's a really good question, Kelly. You are not required to continue fasting in the future. And this isn't the type of plan where you maintain this extreme deficit and then all of a sudden you're going to add back an entire macronutrient carbs, or you're going to add back, 2,000 calories and just gain the weight. You do not have to continue fasting in the future, but frankly, I think you're going to enjoy it so much and you're going to learn so much about the benefits of intermittent fasting through this program. Like, as I mentioned, blood glucose levels benefits, preventing Alzheimer's, preventing cancer, preventing diabetes. Like, there are so many, maintaining energy. I think that you are going to, at the end of the 6 weeks, say, this is my lifestyle, I'm never going back. That's what I really believe, but we'll see. Shelly says, this program is so totally about being my best self. Chemo took that away from me and I'm going to get it back. Oh, Shelly, I am so happy to have you here. Truly, one of our charities that we support through the Fast Way to Fat Loss is called Maple Tree Cancer Alliance, and my very good friend is the founder, and they do free nutrition and fitness services for chemo patients. That is the nonprofit, and we just actually donated $50,000 to that nonprofit so they can develop an app in partnership with Techno Gym for these cancer patients, for people going through chemo. But that is a cause very near and dear to my heart. So I'd love to hook you up with Karen sometime too after you go through the program. They're going to be using some Fast Way to Fat Loss programming with all their cancer patients.
We have one asking about, she has some events coming up. She has 3 weddings she's going to.
Oh my
How do you
gosh,
balance
that's so
the
fun.
food
Okay, really good question. So someone has 3 weddings she's going to coming up. If the wedding is on a Saturday, that's perfect because that is our treat day. So enjoy yourself, enjoy every last bite of that cake, that wedding cake. I think that's perfect. If you have to switch the days around through the Fast Way to Fat Loss, it's no big deal. So if you're like, okay, Amanda, I have this big birthday party I'm going to on Sunday, do your leg day on Sunday and enjoy that heavy lift and then have that birthday cake right after your leg day. That's completely fine. What you're going to learn to do is strategically think in terms of, okay, what is my food log today and how do I pair that with an effective workout? It is okay if you switch things around. Just simply let me know in your smaller Facebook accountability group. Okay, Kelsey says, if we're unable to complete the workout in a fasted state, will it still be beneficial to complete the window during the eating window? Thank you for asking that, Kelsey. I personally break my fast around noon and I do my workout in the afternoon. So I do not do my workout fasted. The reason is because my mornings are a little crazy. They're a little bonkers checking up on you guys. And I love each and every one of you. And I'm so happy and thrilled for my privilege to check up on you. But I just cannot get a morning workout done. I need my coffee. I need to be seeing what you guys are up to, answering your questions. And then I do my workout after I break my fast. If you like to work out in the morning, kind of get that, finish, check it off your list, then you will be working out in a fasted state, which is great. You're going to have the opportunity to burn fat effectively. And then you'll break your fast around noon, per usual. I know it's scary. I know many of you are like, oh my gosh, I'm used to eating at 5 in the morning. I'm used to eating at 7. I'm used to eating before my workout. You'll do great. Be sure that you're drinking a lot of water. Water is key. That same signal that tells us we're hungry is the one that tells us we're dehydrated. So many times in the morning, we're simply thirsty and we need to drink a big glass of room temperature water. Water. We want that detox effect through the Fast Way to Fat Loss very quickly, and then I'll have Brandon pose a few more questions. we are going to experience a little bit of discomfort through week 1, day 1 and 2. Okay, low carb days are a little bit difficult, little challenging. Set that expectation for yourself. And again, maybe it's not about you. Maybe it's about the people around you who you are serving. But you might have those detox symptoms, kind of those flu-like symptoms. You might have a headache. It's totally normal if you feel lightheaded or if you feel queasy. I do want you to break your fast early. So no big deal, break your fast early. The goal is to consume enough the night before. Okay, so how I feel tomorrow at 11 is directly related to what I have for dinner tonight or what I have for lunch today. You need to hit those macro minimums. If you hit the macro minimums, it's going to be far easier to fast on a consistent basis without an issue. All right, what other questions,
All right,
Brandon?
so with fasting, somebody said, will I be hangry?
Right now, most of you, especially those of you who are new, and even some of my returners, I have 800 returners, you are a sugar burner. So you are in a state of constantly burning off glycogen. That is what your body has been used to doing. You're burning off glycogen for fuel. We're going to transition your body to becoming a pro-fat burner. How many of you guys want to be a pro-fat burner? You say, listen, I want a little bit more wiggle room. I want to be a pro-fat burner. A pro-fat burner is so key. We're going to again, dip into those triglyceride stores for fuel with intermittent fasting combined with carb depletion strategies. You might be a little bit hangry the first couple weeks, but then your body's going to transition and you're going to get accustomed to the cycle. Again, it's a little uncomfortable as we go. I'm going to be sharing some tips with you guys through the week, and then I will be on a call next Monday right here in this prep week page. I'm going to share all of my tips for low carb macro days because I know they can be a little bit uncomfortable, even if you're returner, join that because I might share some new tips as well. But yeah, absolutely good question. You might be a little hangry as we get started. All right, what other questions are we getting? And I can see that a lot of my certified coaches are also answering questions, which is fantastic. So thank you, Emily. I see Lindsay on here. Joss says, how accurately do I have to meet the regular or low macro targets in my MyFitnessPal? Read a comment that it's okay to go over in calories. That's a great question. We're focused on macronutrients versus calories through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. So I'm far more concerned about that split, that breakdown 50, 30, 20. I'm far more concerned about, are we hitting the macro minimums? I'd rather that you're going over than under. Okay, I'd rather that you're over consuming than under consuming because many of you, we need to eat more carbs to rev up that thyroid function. We need more protein to develop lean, calorie burning muscle. We need more fat to burn fat effectively. Okay, we need these macronutrients. If you come from a keto background, if you have been completely eliminating an entire macronutrient, which is carbs, which probably isn't good because that means in many cases people aren't consuming fruits and veggies, which we need, for the micronutrients as well. If you come from the background, I actually want you to still hit those macro minimums for your carbs. All right, Nicole says, are there any specific vitamins you recommend we incorporate? Less is more. I actually I'm in the camp of, listen, we don't need to throw supplements, wraps, shakes at the issue. We need to get back to basics and consume whole foods. I want you to chew your food. I don't care so much about what protein powders are out there, this and the other. I want you to consume whole foods. That is the goal. Now, transparently, I'm actually going to be launching a line of supplements in partnership with a naturopathic doctor later this week. But I'm not going to pressure anyone ever into purchasing a supplement. I'm just going to say, listen, if you need a B vitamin, if you need a vitamin D, if you need a multi, I have partnered with the best naturopathic doctor in the country to provide you with some options, the best options. So I will be launching that. It's just kind of a soft launch for my VIP group later this week. I'm very excited about it. But less is more. I don't want you guys to worry about vitamins, shakes, wraps, pills, whatever. That is not required through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. We are doing workouts that are effective, and we are consuming whole foods with this very effective cycle. Really, really good question.
With the benefits of intermittent fasting, should I have my kids and husband do it too?
That's a great question. For your family, I would definitely encourage your hubby to do it with you. In fact, we have a men's program that Brandon leads, and we have our guys starting today as well. I would encourage your husband to do the food cycle with you. He's going to have great results. Now, the men's program is a little bit different than the women's program. If he's interested, maybe if you join a second round and he wants to join, he can do the men's version. For your kiddos, I wouldn't encourage them to do it. There's not enough research on kids and intermittent fasting. Now, we've had quite a few teenagers do the program and have incredible results. I wish I had the program when I was a teenager, but we don't have our kids do intermittent fasting. I don't stress out when it's like, we're getting to church and so didn't have their breakfast this morning. If that's the case, I don't stress out like I used to about it. But I don't have my kids do intermittent fasting. That's a great question. Okay, I will answer just one or two more questions. Okay, Marilyn says, will there be another email with a document containing the info you went over in your lab, more of a visual learner? That's a great question, Marilyn. Thank you for asking. What I would do is look through that portal. The comprehensive program guide is going to be a great place to start. I can also pop the Fast Way to Fat Loss Pyramid. If Lindsay Reynolds, if you're listening, let's just pop that image of the Fast Way to Fat Loss Pyramid into the comprehensive guide. We try to give you a lot of different ways to learn and a lot of different places to ask questions. But again, if you're a new client, take a deep breath right now, because I just fire hosed you with a lot of information, and we have a lot of thoughtful questions coming in. We're going to be answering questions all day on this Facebook page as well. We'll be answering questions through email for those of you on the Zoom call who are not on email. Totally fine to have many questions as you start day one of prep week. But through the week, you're going to learn why we're doing what we're doing, and then the process is going to become pretty simple. I know you're like, Amanda, I can't see this ever being simple, but I promise you it's going to become simple. No one is permitted to quit on me this week, okay? No one's quitting. You're all going to do fantastic. Next Monday, we start our first day, official day one. We're going to do our low-carb macro day with high-intensity intervals. I'm going to be back here on this page sharing all of my top tips. I also have a lot of returning clients who can support you as well. They're going to be answering your questions. Be sure that you use the Fast Way to Fat Loss hashtag on Instagram or Facebook. If you're on social media, I'd love to support you there too. I'm on Instagram quite a bit. Just check it up on what clients are doing. So again, you're in good company. We have over 2,500 clients starting today. Okay, 2,500 other women who have similar goals, similar struggles, similar pain points, and they want you to be successful too. You are part of the Fast Way to Fat Loss family, as I shared. And we're going to be sure that you're going to get through the program without any issues, and that any sort of confusion is going to be cleared up. All right, ladies, I am going to hop off, but we will answer your questions on the thread on this Facebook page later today. If you're on Zoom, we'll answer your questions via email as well. I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.